City Sounds. Creating podcasts, creating podcasters.
This is the place to start. In this series of podcasts, we hope to give you some tips and inspiration to get help if you hit a few bumps along the way on your time here at City.
Anxiety. I feel like anxiety is a really hidden and quiet problem.
Balancing everything is so hard.
It's just overwhelming sometimes.
It definitely goes up and down depending on how stressful the deadlines are.
Doing your work to the best of your ability means you can't take care of your mental health at the same time, and it's a vicious cycle.
Loneliness and to the anxiety and stress that comes with simply just moving somewhere new.
This is a production by students for students, and we hope you'll find it interesting.
Just knowing that there's things available in City for me.
In this episode, we'll have some tips on how you can access our support services if you feel you need to talk to someone or you need some practical help with challenges that you may be facing. Producer Miriam Hall has been chatting with Tom and Elena.
Hello, I'm Elena and I'm a Student Health and Wellbeing Engagement Advisor.
And I'm Tom, I'm a mental health advisor.
One of the things that we often hear is, how do I even begin?
Well, we do a lot of events. So at the beginning of the academic year, we're always at freshers events, many induction events, but we have a lot of information available online, as you'd expect, via the Student Hub. And the main port of call is the e-referral, accessed via QR code. And that will just take people to an online form, and that's the main way how they would refer into the service. But people are more than welcome to come up to our department and have conversations with us, and we can help them with registrations on the spot as well.
So what sorts of things do you want students to know who are thinking, I want to access this?
Yeah, this is a free service that's available to students of City University. It's confidential as well, so anything that you share with us it is within our service, and we don't share unless absolutely necessary, and we tell you beforehand. It's really a service not just for people who have got diagnosed mental health conditions or diagnosed neurodiversity. It's for anyone that wants any kind of wellbeing support, and I think that's a really important message, that it's not restricted in any way.
What do you find is the biggest barrier for students accessing? Is it feeling there's still a stigma around accessing the services?
It's quite hard to quantify, because I think we try really hard to reach students. I think that there's still a lot of stigma. I think there's still a lot of reluctance, fear to speak out about struggling, and it takes a great deal of courage to do that. But like Elena said, it's not like we rely on a particular diagnosis in order to engage with our service. It can be, can just start with a conversation in regards to just not coping very well, not sleeping, not eating, not taking great care of oneself, during, like, for example, the busy exam periods. They're conversations I have all the time about when is the right time to speak out, when should we be doing this, and I'm always really pleased that people do come to us. It shows that we are offering something, we are being, I hope, effective. And I always say to people, this is a free service, this is something really use, because I don't remember anything like this when I was studying.
We're saying it's a place to start in this podcast series. Elena, tell me a little bit about what you would say to a student who might be thinking, this is too overwhelming, I don't have time to figure out all of this online forms, explaining where I'm off to. What would you say to someone who's thinking like that?
We understand that sometimes there is a little bit of admin that needs to come when you're registering to the service. And for some people, especially if you're stressed or there's exam stress going on, I think the best thing to do is to come in and just talk to us, or phone call, or just send us an email. We look at every single email, we respond to every single email, we answer all the phone calls, and it is just a simple conversation of saying, how can I help you? In any way, how can I help you? What's going on for you? And hopefully that invites the students to just speak freely about anything that they may be going through. And then it's up to us to decipher how we might be able to help.
That's a really important point, that all emails are, you're not sending an email off into the void that no one's ever going to see. And also that it is private, it is confidential. You can speak freely. Do you find that that's something that people really don't understand, that you might have to report back to the university or something like that?
I think a lot of people do worry about confidentiality, about what they can share, and about, where is this going? The content of our conversations is kept within the service. If there's any reason to be worried about a person's safety, risk themselves, for example, then, we would escalate. I hope people can come to us and have, speak very freely and be open. And for many people, I believe that it's the first time they've ever done this. They've gone through school and they haven't been able to have these conversations, and they have been perhaps missed by, school counselling.
So under the umbrella of the student health and wellbeing, what sorts of things can people get access to?
It depends what people wish to explore via their e-referral, but normally when the referral comes in, we triage to the most appropriate team within the service. We have an engagement team who are the front line that Elena is part of, that helps with this process and has in-the-moment conversations with students when they appear in the department. We rely on them quite a lot for referrals and support. We have the Student Disability and Neurodiversity Service, so they work with students who may have medical conditions or disabilities or neurodiverse conditions, or we get many people who have queries about their neurodiversity. So we support people with screening, assessments and things like that. We have the Student Mental Health Service that I'm part of. We look at, like with the other service, putting in reasonable adjustments to support people's learning on courses. We all have a range of different experience within sort of NHS, so we bring all that experience in so we kind of know which services outside of the university would support people. So we do a lot of signposting and referring as well, and give lots of advice about better mental health and managing. And finally, we have the Student Counselling Service who offer more structured talking therapy, and people are able to offer a number of sessions each year with a counsellor. Again, like we said, all of these services are confidential and free.
Where would a student find you if they were physically wanting to walk in?
So students can find us in the Student Gateway project, which is in the Drysdale building, and there'll be a dedicated desk for student health and wellbeing.
You can get us at wellbeing@city.ac.uk, and our number is 0207 040 0246.
This episode was produced by Miriam Hall.